What up? What up? What up, y'all? We got a special guest tonight, Bodacious Bubs, up out of Compton. We've interviewed him with Honcho and Melly Mel, and again on his block with him and his brother Chick. You know, a lot of people have been sending me the video from 1987 of his birthday party, and people have been asking me if I knew him. Obviously, I know him because we didn't interview him before. Melly Mel introduced me to him a while back in Compton, and we got him joining us right now. How's it going, Bodacious?
Oh, it's all good, maintaining, dealing with the situation that's going on, trying to stay safe, basically.
What you doing during this pandemic?
I try and create, it's like I'm in the lab, I'm in my office now, but I try to create businesses or nonprofits and just certain moving forward. And that's where my passion is, because it keep me going and keep me focused. The negative I can't really get into too much because there's so much going on with the virus, with the it's like the other pandemic with the police. They still killing folks, innocent black folks, unarmed and everything else. So with all that going on, we got to prepare. I'm trying to get a lot of my people prepared, my homies, my family first. I'm trying to get my family together, which they're cool. We're in a good spot. You know what I'm saying? But there's always room for improvement to get, all the loved ones that's willing to make a movement to do better and got their head right and like-minded on that positive note. Because like I said in our video before, like if we can't, we got to come up with some solutions. We know the problems. We know the systemic racism. We know the black on black. We know what the problems are. We just got to come up with some solid solutions to just change the narrative. Like I said, we got to make being educated or smart attractive, because people follow. Everybody follows somebody. I even follow certain people like, Farrakhan or Tookie, whatever, what I'm saying? Mac Thomas, the homies, head honcho, I follow them. You know what I'm saying? So we know there are followers, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to belittle anybody. I'm just saying that people are creatures of habit. So the only thing I'm promoting now is how we can get along better, how our behavior have to change. Because a lot of us don't get along, behind stuff that happened 40, 50 years ago that they don't even know about. The youngsters don't even know why they beefing, but they beefing. And it's so extreme now to it's in-house. You're getting a lot of in-house stuff going, like with Nip and the other little boy, that was in-house, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was, we got to get to the point to where if you have a disagreement, no matter what it was, we don't kill each other. I just had a little homies, they had an incident at a party and one shot the other one in the head twice, you know what I'm saying? So this kind of behavior has to change in order for any kind of respect to be basically directed our way, because we're not demanding respect. Anything goes. So I think that's basically what I'm focused on. That's what I've been doing, along with other little businesses that I have. I'm in the real estate a little bit, construction, and just staying positive and staying afloat, and trying to share information. Because we're in some trying times now. We're in the times that nobody ever expected to be in. We didn't see it coming.
No,
we didn't see it coming. So a lot of us ain't prepared. So that's where I'm at.
I want to go. How you been? Oh shit, I'm holding up. I'm a homebody anyway, man. I don't go nowhere but the casino and travel to LA to get interviews, man.
Right. That's right. That's right. It's essential. That's essential. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So look, everybody's talking about your birthday party video. So I had a few questions about that. And then not to change the narrative, but when Rocchead and Cutes come on, we can get more into the solutions and, the unity and the need to pull together.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So you went to college at some point?
I went to a junior college for a little while. Prison was my college, the one that really where I got educated at. I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? I did all my research and legal work and basically on this last prison term I did when I got to 15. And I really re-educated myself because I was indoctrinated. And it's a difference between indoctrination and education to me. I think indoctrination is like when they teach you what you learn in school just to be a product of America. You know, you're going to be a worker or some kind of doctor, whatever it's going to be for America. But education, I think, is for us to be educated enough to solve every problem we run across. You know, like that. So it's more, I think I'm just like a universal learning with me. You know, life, school, the rudiments of reading, writing. I got a high school diploma. You know, and it's weird because everybody never thought I'd graduate from school, you know. But at the same time, I had that type of parents, you know what I'm saying? You either graduate or die, you know what I'm saying? Them type of parents, you know. So that kind of helped along the way. But yeah, that was a birthday party I had in '87. And I did a little time before that. And I got out and I got into the game because that was like a trap house. You know what I'm saying? And we were on Greenleaf and Long Beach Boulevard. And we was kind of like in the game a little bit. I wasn't too focused on money too much because I was actually a banger, you know what I'm saying? And then it kind of, you know, when the game came out, a lot of homies like Turtle and a few other homies that were balling kind of just like, it just kind of fell in place, you know, and people start seeing I could have any kind of car I want or all the weapons I could buy. Because my mind wasn't right as far as trying to get a home or if I'd have got $1 million, I'd have bought $300,000 worth of AK-47s. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just how it was. You know, so it was a birthday party that it lasted, I think, like 2 days. That the homies, we just got together and gave it. You know, they know I wasn't gonna be out long. I'm on parole then, and I had, you know, I just didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care about it. Hey, I can go back to jail after the party. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my mind was. I'm going back to 48. You know, so it was a wild time. You know, and it's funny when I looked at the video because I thought it was lost, and my brother kind of he kind of emailed it to me, you know, through my phone or text message to me, and you know, and then he uploaded it on YouTube so it never get lost. And it's amazing how people, you know, it's like I said back then, I was wild, set tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the game really tough. The money game came in, so it was kind of like it was, you know, and I kind of like, let's party, you know, let's get this thing on. And I never thought it would still be around because back then they wasn't doing the videos like we're doing now. We didn't even have the technology. My brother had one of cameras, like a camcorder or something like that, and videotaped it and did the Boulevard right after that, like '87. And it became, I guess it's becoming a hit, you know, because there's people from New York looking at it. And like I said, at first I was a little embarrassed because, you know, I can't dance. I just think I can dance, you know what I'm saying? So I was a little embarrassed. But at the same time, like you said, it's classic.
Yes. You know? You look like you was a little nervous, but I don't think nobody's looking at that. Everybody just see the golf hats and the Jerry curls.
Right.
So it is classic. You answered most of my questions, but so whose idea was it to post it? Your brother's or yours?
My brother. He posted it. You know what? When I got a hold to it, I wasn't gonna post it because I was like, I'll just keep it, or maybe in a time to like from here, maybe a book deal or something, or a movie or whatever. But when anything came out, I can say, okay, this is where I was at then, and this is where I'm at now. There's life after gangs. There's life after prison. You know what I'm saying? If you can survive it, you know. So it's one of them things that you can use as, especially showing some youngsters that don't give up hope because your life expectancy, you don't expect to live past the streets, or you go to jail. You know, we got homies getting out after 40 years, 39 years, and 27 to life and all that, and then they see some of the progress that a lot of us have made. You know, me, Chubb, you know, a lot of the homies, Johnny Bug, Fred, and some other homies, see the progress we made. You know, and that's an example that you can come from a loped out, set tripping G, alcoholic drug addict, to a soul man. I haven't had a beer, Kev Mac, in 30 years. I haven't had anything in 30 years, you know, so I'm trying to be an example as well as just running my mouth, you know, so I kind of live it. And a lot of the youngsters see it, you know, they see it. And even some of the older dudes, you know, that they were like, oh, homie, how are you? I just said, man, I just made it in my mind. Like I said, it happened in the pen. I just re-educated myself to, I knew I was better than where I was doing. You know, I knew this wasn't me. You know, this wasn't the real me. It was the loped out G. You know what I'm saying? We all put on an act to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really want to, because like I said, don't nobody really want to get up and say, okay, let's go die this morning. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just one of the things where you continue to try to put an image up that you know, like Big Tookie. You know what I'm saying? You want to emulate that, be the hardest of the hardest. And it's always somebody harder. But at the same time, you know, it's a learning process. And if you make it through that, you mature to a point where you say, okay, because most of the stuff that I get now was from the book, what was it, Blue Rag Black Redemption?
Mm-hmm. Blue Rag Black Redemption.
Right. It was in the back of the book. You know, I'm in the book. Like Bubs, a few other people he mentioned in the book. You know, I'm in a few books, but the back of the book had some solutions, how we could sit at the long table and basically come up with stop the genocide, you know, the black on black or just certain idiotic stuff to disrespect our women. It was just he had a plan. And I think that's one of the reasons they knocked him off, you know what I'm saying? Because he would have been such a great influence on how he redeemed himself. And I didn't know nothing about no redemption. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was gonna live to I'll be 60 in August, you know what I'm saying? Especially from the lifestyle it was. So we dressed for death. We wasn't scared to die. We were scared to live. You know what I'm saying? We dress for death every morning. You know, so that's one of the things where I looked at that video, and like I said, at first I was a little embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Because of how I was acting. You know, you mature as you grow older. You know, I was in my 20s. I was in my early 20s. So, but it was fun. Don't get me wrong. We had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of the things. Go ahead.
What kind of dance was you doing, bro?
You know what? If I drink, I do what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? It was Bodacious. You know what I'm saying? But I can drink. I just did what I feel like doing. You know, and then it's a little Cabbage Patch or something in there. You know, that was back in '87.
Yeah.
You know, I always crip walk. You know, I had to throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? I've been crip walking since what, 72, 73? You know,
since it came out.
You know, so it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So.
And so everybody in the video, I know some videos I took, everybody in the video is dead. How many people in your video still?
Well, it's a bunch of them dead. Benson Jones, Ricky Jr. got 365 years. Biz got life without. You know, there's a lot of them dead. It's Ricky the Brute. I don't know where he at. Ain't nobody seen him in 20, 30 years. It's just when I look at the video, you know what I'm saying? I see people that ain't here no more. Ant Dog. It's a bunch of them that's gone. You know, from all different kind of reasons. You know, heart attacks, bullets, gangs, drug deal going bad, ride-bys that you know what I'm saying? They got life without the possibility of parole, 365 years, 7 life sentences. Lil Ken Dog got 7 life sentences plus 30, you know, and stuff like that. So it's historic, it's classic, you know.
Who was the dark-skinned dude with the Shirley Temples?
You already know, nigga. That's what everybody want to know, man. The homie, you talking about the homie with the Reebok suit on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga was jamming like a motherfucker.
Right. You had Benson Jones. He rest in peace. You know, he one of them Compton diehards. They were US at first. You know what I'm saying? Then they turned Atlantic Drive when Cookie and them moved the boys home on Atlantic. Because like I said, we campaigned and everything switched, you know, on that side. On the southeast side, everything switched. But let me see, it was Benson Jones, Ricky Jr., Andre Bell, Clark Hubbard, Hub and them, older brother. Yeah. Fred Martin, Scruncho and them brother. Let me see. My brother Dean did the video. Me, Kenneth Lil Hub, he the one dancing with the little girl from Kelly. You know, she had a little bead rest in peace on her back. You know what I'm saying? So he had just got killed by some Damus. I think, was it Limewood? They rolled through Kelly Park and his home. And then, you know, you had some KB end up going to the pen and stuff like that. But Yeah, a lot of them dudes in jail are dead, and there's some of us still out. You know what I'm saying? This Andre Bell, he's dead. Rest in peace. There's a couple of us still out. You know,
have any ever seen the video and called you about it?
Oh yeah, they the one told me. They kind of told me a little bit because, like I said, I let Fred use it at first, and he ended up moving. It was on a DVD. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up moving and losing the DVD, so I forgot all about it. And there's a couple more back there, like we was from the Panez family, which was all lowriders back in the early 70s, 69, 70s. And some of the first lowriders in Compton, this is what we're haunting them and Kevin Smith and them. The Majestic was a runoff from them. They were the suburban tees. But we was lowriding in the 60s. And Panez was the street where anybody, any reputable, I mean, you had Damus, they weren't even Bloods then, you know what I'm saying? Damus, they were just Compton. Everybody lived in Compton. They just lived on Pyro Street. But you had everybody from Tookie to Puddin' to all them on Panez because the cars was there and all the girls was coming for the cars. So, you know, when you got all the little girls back then, you know, you couldn't give them a piece of cocaine and get none. You had to McVideos back then. You know what I'm saying? You had to really be doing something, you know what I'm saying? Working and all that. So we was low riding back then, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get some of that footage, you know what I'm saying, and put out there. We got cars that was making the low rider show, but they wouldn't let them in. We were black. They, you know, they let the Mexicans was doing it like in the 50s. But when we started doing it in the 60s, there wasn't even a low rider magazine then. And when they did come out, Donald McCaney had a 59, they put the back of it in there, you know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't put the whole cars and none of that stuff that we had. Like one of the Parker boys had a 78 Continental and 78 front and back with Zenith. I mean, everything was brand new. The screwdrivers and everything in there was new. You know what I'm saying? It was off the chain. So we kind of did that low ride. We bought low ride in the Compton for blacks. You know what I'm saying? So that's another historical movement. I'm trying to recapture some of the footage and stuff back there because they didn't have the technology that they have now where you record everything and all that. We just got Kodak pictures, you know what I'm saying? And all them little pictures.
Polaroids and shit.
Yeah, Polaroids and all that.
Who was the light-skinned woman? Was she related to you dressed up in blue?
That was, you know, I can't really, if I have to see it, kind of to remember exactly who it was. I know Nicole was there. I had a few females that was there that I was messing with, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want no woman. I'm telling you, it was so crazy. I'd rather gangbang than have a girlfriend. I knew they wasn't going to last no long because I was going to be in the pen or somewhere or dead somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no expectation to have no family or nothing. So, like I said, I kept my crib in 100, you know, from day one. But it was April, Paula, Tanya, Nicole. So it was some, and one thing I can say about my homegirls, I got to give them their props, homie. They never turned on us. They never set us up, or they never had other cats coming over messing with Damus, you know, that hide in the closet stuff, type stuff. Our homegirls stay solid. 10A and Honey Bun and you know, all of us, a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? They was 100 with it, you know, so I got to give them their props because, you know, they've had us set cats up, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And especially when the dope game came out, you know, so they stayed true to the game. They kept it 100. They never ratted. Well, I can't say they didn't rat on some people, but I know they didn't rat on me. I know that much.
Right. Yeah, you've been around, Bub. You a G for real, man.
Right.
Hey, say, Bub. Hey, Bub. He ain't gonna tell you, but man, I called him maybe what was that about a week ago, cuz. I said, man, look, man. I said I just seen a video on YouTube, nigga. I said it's some locals and shit from Compton, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about it was fresh to me, bro. I'm one of the big. I love that video because it like caught the essence of that time, man. Like, I mean, man, that was dope, homie.
And you know what?
That was dope. I'm a big fan of that video.
I was kind of like, when you grow up, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a great grandfather right now. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So when you mature, like I said, I'll be 60 in August. So when you mature, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is foolishness now, you know, especially what we up against now. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like, and I'd never be ashamed of nothing I've done. I did what I did to get to who I am now, you know, but I was a little embarrassed because, like I said, I was telling Kev Mac, I didn't think I could dance. You know, I was drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you was getting out. You was going, man. Shit, nigga, you had me convinced. I said, man, boy, they was dancing like a motherfucker back in the game.
Yeah, you know, gangsters boogie, we boogie. You know what I'm saying? We get out, you know. So it's just appreciated. You know what I'm saying? That somebody recognizes it. You know, I never thought in a million years anybody would even be concerned. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like I said, hopefully it could be a before and after. You know what I'm saying? To let a lot of people see, yeah, we did the thing, but you can grow out of that. It's life after that. You can be Rocchead. What's up, homeboy?
What's up, homeboy?
Oh, you know how we do it.
When's the last time you two seen each other?
Recently. What was it? One of the meetings we had at the park? Wasn't that the last time? The one that the police chased us from Long Beach. Remember they chased us out of El Dorado Park?
Yeah, that was it. That's right.
Yeah.
That was over a year or two ago.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Fine, homie. It's fine. But you look older than me.
Nigga, you crazy and all outdoors.
You know how we do it, Rock. You know how we do it.
If you quit coloring that gray and let it come out, then you are older than me.
See? Now you tell it on me. You know? No, but it's all good. Heck yeah. You looking fit, you know what I'm saying? Good to see you.
Always, man. What you been up to? You still in Vegas?
Yeah.
What's up, big homie?
What's up, big dog? Loco.
Yes, indeed.
What's going on, bro?
Oh no, just chilling, man. One of my players pissed me off. Did something.
I figured you had
Huh?
Loco.
I figured you had that shirt on, so that's why I wore this hat for you tonight.
Oh, man,
That's for you, Rocchead.
Hey, won't you put a Super Bowl hat on? Hey, make the hat mean something. Go. You got a Super Bowl. You know, after every Super Bowl you win, they give you hats at the game, or you go to the mall and buy one. Do you got a Super Bowl hat for any of your Super Bowls? I can't hear you.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
No, sir.
I just called out 800 motherfuckers on Star Status. Not one of them got a hat. But y'all supposed to be super. Y'all supposed to be super motherfuckers. Hold on, homie.
What, you got his Pittsburgh on?
We're
What
America's
they
team, man. Rocchead, man. Don't act
What
like
that
that, bro.
say? What that say?
I
Huh?
got a little Super Bowl champion hat on.
Huh? Hold on.
I see you, baby.
Hold on, nigga. What
I
that
see.
say? Huh? What that say? Nigga. So
I see you, man. That's a
y'all
football.
Y'all full of it, man. I don't even wear hats. I just know when my team win, I make sure I get my merchandise.
Right.
That's what's up.
So
Hey,
y'all imposters.
That's all right, though.
Hey, when Loco mentioned to you Bodacious,
Damn, man.
Huh?
let me cut him off. When he mentioned that it captured the essence, just that golf hat and the Jerry curl alone, man, just took everybody back into time, bro.
Yeah. It's like I said, it was something. It wasn't planned. You know what I'm saying? You know how you plan something and it just, you know, it went like that. But it was just one of them. Like I said, it was my birthday party. I turned 27. You know, I was on the run on parole. You know what I'm saying? And I said, well, I'm a party for my birthday at least. So if I get caught after this, I ain't gonna care. You know, I said I had to walk it off anyway. I ended up catching like 2 cases with that. You know what I'm saying? With the parole violation. So the violation wasn't nothing. So that's how we roll. And I was like, we was partying. We partied for like 2 days. I bought like 6 or 7 cases of 40 ounces and Remy, and you know, that's how we did it. You know, it was a little trap house we had on Greenleaf, and it was funny because it was by the college. So you had the boulevard right in Long Beach and Greenleaf right there. You had the boulevard, so you always had traffic. You know what I'm saying? And nobody would know it was a trap house. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody ratted on us. You know what I'm saying? And the sheriff pull up in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm heated. I got guns taped in my hand and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I happened to like take the gun and take it out my hand and throw it under the couch. And when I walk outside, they said, "What you doing?" I said, "I just came to get a beer with my buddy." They like, "Get out of here." I left. You know what I'm saying? They raided the spot. No sooner they left, I opened it right back up. You know what I'm saying? No sooner they pull out the driveway. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them things that, you know, you live a while and you just in the moment. You know, you live like, I was watching a video with Rock and just a minute ago, right before you chimed us in, about how he said we had such opportunities and we blew it behind our selfishness, greed, and stupidity. You know what I'm saying? And because we all had millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? And we just, like I said, back then, in my mind, Rocchead, no, if I was a millionaire, I'd have bought $300,000 worth of AKs. You know what I'm saying? Another $50,000 worth of bullets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad it kind of was a lifesaver that I didn't run across a lot of big money. You know, some people can't handle big money. You know what I'm saying? You take your Suge Knight. I don't know him personally, but I know of his demise. You know, and it's basically self-inflicted because your mind don't be right. You know, like I said, I've been sober for like 30 years. My sobriety is my success. I don't drink, smoke, use bad language. You know, none of that. I think that's more of my success than finance. I know how to. I can create anything when my mind is right, you know? So that's one of the things that, you know, we get into a little later, but yeah, man, we did it. We did what we wanted to do. We never, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting there watching this video of this police with his foot on this brother's neck and people videotape it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, kick that police off a dude. He's a punk. He a punk. We used to kick the police used to get out the car on me. You got to want, dude, you ain't built for this. We kicked the door closed, pumped it back in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew. They're like, I'll blow your head off. I like your head come off too. I'll see you before you see me. We never was scared to play. I've been in jail, what? 10 times for fighting the police. You know, I don't know if what it is now, the mentality, they done scared cats. Or, like I said, I was in fear of my life too when I seen y'all, but we bust them in the head with bottles. You know what I'm saying? We had a ride in 48 when Cousin Kerry got through down at Sallyport. You know what I'm saying? It was like we fought 150 police and we didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? We broke one of them back. Yeah, we all went to the hole and went to the hospital, but we all survived it. You know what I'm saying? We fought back and they gave us the utmost respect. They let us go out to the day room more. You know what I'm saying? They let us do whatever we wanted to do. Y'all want to go to the roof today? We're going to get you color TVs. Because they respect violence. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody tell you to be nonviolent is telling you to commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? I'm violent as they come, but I'll protect myself and defend myself. But if it comes down to it, I'd have kicked the police off if I'd just been shot. You know what I'm saying? But I just not gonna sit here and watch you kill a dude. Not one of mine. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what got the people they want to videotape it, and then we go to the same people that kill us to try to get justice. How insane is that? They ain't never gave us justice in 400 years. We going to the same people that killed us to investigate the killer that he sent to kill you. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? At some point you're gonna have to fight back. Or like I said, I wrote on my Facebook this morning. Either you're gonna be a warrior or a victim. Ain't no in between, ain't no gray area. If anybody tell you not to use violence, it's suicidal in a violent society.
Let's go, Rocchead.
I'm not going to a gunfight.
What you doing? Now you know what, Bodacious? Everything you said, if you listen to all my Mac videos, that's all I've been saying all along. People look at our aggressiveness as bragging or whatever, but at the end of the day, it was always about survival with us.
Yeah, it was.
And we didn't care if you had a badge on or you had a different color on or the same color on. When you cross a certain line, we took your head.
Right.
And there wasn't no second thoughts about it. We had no concern what was gonna happen to us other than as long as we did what we felt that we did was right.
Yeah.
When this situation happened, and I was talking to somebody in law enforcement, they were like, "Man, I'm tired of shit." You know, they protest. I'm gonna go. I said, "But why are you gonna protest? What protest is accomplished?" I said, "Martha the Kingdom protested and got bit by dogs and stepped on and sprayed on." I said, we've been protesting forever and always.
Right.
I said, they only stand one language.
That's it.
And unless you're ready to go all the way, you need to shut up.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, man, and I agree, it ain't everybody. But you got good, bad, and ugly in every situation.
Right.
But them few bad ones make everybody else look just as bad.
Well, yeah, you guilty by association. You know
and when it's like when they see us, we change our lives. But if they see us at a park with 10 or 15 youngsters, they're gonna harass us.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. We guilty by association.
Right.
And it flipped right back to them. Like I've been watching TV. I've seen 7 different chiefs of police from Houston, New Orleans, Detroit, and DC. All the chief of police talking about, man, dude supposed to be in jail, and what he did was wrong. But if y'all saying that and they still ain't put these people in jail, it says everything about that city and that state.
Yeah. And not,
you know
not
what I mean?
that, these are black police chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we got to understand, that that's why I don't go by labels too much no more, unless it's when they hear the label, it's something so constructive, dude. It has a positive narrative, like helping in youth centers or nonprofits or whatever. Because I don't get into labels, because we have so much infiltration and sellouts. And historically,
oh man, come on,
it's been. I mean, from the Black Panther movement to the Nation of Islam to the Christian Church, they're there, and we never had nothing. So a little bit they give. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of happiness for some people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course they happy, Bodacious.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let's be real about today's society, as we call our black community. Come on, man.
Homie. We don't have
Come
nothing.
on. That's my point.
We're gonna be honest. We're gonna be honest. We don't have anything.
But that's my point. We don't have shit, but we keep yelling out we in the black community.
They laughing at us. They crack up.
Again, that's my point. And that's why I tell people, the way I brought myself up, and once I crossed them lines and understood that I had nobody but me, because I didn't have them positive examples growing up into the system. And so I had to take a stand, and that stand I took was viciousness.
Right.
And every chance and every opportunity that I had, and every excuse I used, I make sure I apply some viciousness on any and everybody who came across me, or who doubted me, or who questioned me, or who wanted to do whatever. Because that's why I tell people, I created myself. I created Joe Rocchead. I created Crazy Mr. Rocchead. I created that monster from within. You know what I'm saying? But now because of certain things that occur behind that wall to help me educate me, myself, and then when I get out and I find myself caught up in a web that I never experienced before, because like I tell people, I went to jail too young to say I was that nigga in jail, on the streets.
Right.
Motherfucker bragging on shit need to shut up and just take responsibility, you know, for they direct shit rather than shit they trying to create in their motherfucking mind. But like I said, I didn't have that. All I knew was I did some stupid shit, went to jail, you know, they gave me life for youth authority, and I was caught in that web. And I'm like, damn, man, where my examples at? You get what I'm saying? You know, it's like, ain't nobody know you, little homie, you know what I'm saying? They're like, ain't nobody here from Oaks Park either, nigga. But you never really try to say, man, hold on, homie. Hey, man, you good. You say you from Compton, nigga, you from Compton.
Right.
It wasn't like that. You get what I'm saying? In the system. So I took what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I did what I wanted. And I don't and as you said, I don't think no one did it better than me behind that wall.
Right.
When Comptons truly start coming to that jail, nigga, it was my name and my stamp I put down to help a lot of motherfuckers get by.
Right. I didn't go. I was getting away. Well, I thought I was getting away with stuff. I was getting away for a while. I never went to YA. None of that people. You know, I was shooting people at lunch at school. You know what I'm saying? I was skating like I don't know what. You know, I got 90 days. I missed all that. But when I was like, whoa.
But you had that opportunity, as so many other great and good homeboys. I consider you a great and good homeboy, because everything you've been through in your life, not no one from your hood, as big as your hood is, could say you misled them.
Right.
See, we know each other.
Yeah.
We understand each other. And
kids, you know what I'm saying?
That's my point.
Yeah.
And now when we at a whole different level and we see shit around us, it's so easy for us. People be saying, man, did what you feel about what happened? I really have no feeling because for me to put my emotion into something, I know everybody else ain't gonna really feel the way I feel and see what I see.
Right.
I just said it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and it's easy for me to say that. When I saw, it's like I dated this girl, man, a while ago, and she's probably one of the baddest women I ever had. She was sharp, smart, business lady, and she said I wasn't sensitive enough. And we at my boy house, one of my coach's house, and one day she just showed on TV about something happened to somebody. She just started breaking down crying. And everybody, like, my boy and his wife said, Rock, man, comfort your girl. I said, what the fuck y'all want me to do? I put my arm around it. But what you want me? Things don't affect me like it might affect you.
Right.
You know, and I try to explain that to them and her. You know, people take things in heart, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I've been beyond that point.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, you do some, like I said, you do some awesome stuff. You know, everybody don't know, but you do some good work, you know, and it's you know, like I said, that's where that's where my respect comes from, because you evolve. You come from growing a rock out of concrete, you growing the rolls out of the concrete to manhood. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't get that. That's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot. We can sit up here and name all day the homies that's gone. You know what I'm saying? And to become a mature man and black man at that, after that's what I'm saying about the video. I said to be where we at now, from then is basically unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling everybody, we wasn't scared to die. We were scared to live. Because we dress for death every day. You know, I thought I was like the fastest gun in the West for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because my mind, I was indoctrinated, and like I said, I'm not trying to be above nobody, that I didn't do no black on black. I did black on everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I robbed whites, Mexican, Asians, Chinese. I could care less, and that was my job. I could have $100,000 in the house and go rob Princess Wales in the morning, because that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I had 81 robberies in Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? So when they called me, if it wasn't for the homies back then who kept it 100, that the witnesses didn't show up, and I ain't gonna say I don't know what happened to them, but they never showed up. You know what I'm saying? That's how real it was back then. That's like, you know, we were DC. That was it. It wasn't no sense of really. We looked out, homie. It was the Compton, anything, and we didn't set trip with no Crips, with 60s, nobody, Hoovers, nobody. We was the only ones. We was the only one. Everybody was like, y'all don't set trip. We don't even know what that is. When I got to 48 and 83, because me, Eddie Turner, and the homie Mike from, I think it was from Broadway, they took us from 8300 and opened up 48. This was in 83. And when we opened 48, because we was terrorizing the county. Rules couldn't come in the county jail. You know what I'm saying? They had to like, well, no, cuz. You know, only reason I know you, we went to elementary school together. I ain't gonna get you towed up. You know what I'm saying? But they couldn't go to that LA County jail back then. You know what I'm saying? So they had the model and the Damu model. You know what I'm saying? And it was that right home. You know, like I was telling Kev Mac, I didn't want a girlfriend. I was cripping way too hard to have a girlfriend. Unless it was like Birdie from Atlantic or Crip County or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Crip County, oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't deal with no just any females. You know, you had to be a radical when we did.
Gangster mess with you, huh?
Yeah. My second daughter's mother she rested in peace, but she was from Atlantic Drive. You know what I'm saying? Birdie was right. We was the Bonnie and Clyde of that east side. You know, so it's just them things that you blind to at the time. We had blinders on. You know what I'm saying? I used to get shot at every day for like 18 years. You know what I'm saying? I get shot at every day. And my mom was like, you are, something's wrong with you. And the police would roll by and say, hey, Bodacious, you know they get ready to come shoot at y'all in a minute. We out of here. This is fair. They're like, you know they coming down here. Y'all. I'm like, well, when they come, they come. And they coming. But we did what we did. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we were scared or nothing. That's why I can't understand when I see our sisters and babies getting beat up, people videotaping. That don't register to me. But we got out. We didn't care what you was. Sheriff, I done had a fight with every police department it is. You got the homie, he been in jail 47 years for killing the highway patrol. You know what I'm saying? From the South. They been in them cousin. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of his name right now, but he's still locked down. We shot at the police. You know what I'm saying? That was normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I can't, like I said, if I would have walked, if I was there, I'd have took a bullet for that brother. Because, you know, a lot of people say, if that was my brother, if that was my homie. No, that is your brother. That is your homie. Because you've been indoctrinated to think that we're separated. I'm this, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a blood, I'm a Christian. It's so divided to where you can anybody can conquer us. So, you know, I'm this, I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? I'm this, I'm that, I'm a Moor. You know what I'm saying? There's so many divisions. We was black before we was anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was black before we was anything. So we got to get some kind of solidarity and some code to live by. Because they killing us. They don't care what you are. You know what I'm saying? They killing us like if the virus ain't getting us, and they ain't getting us, but see, they can't. One thing I know about the universe and the creator who created all this, you know what I'm saying? They didn't create it, so they can't destroy it all. They may make a mess, but they can't kill us all because we chosen people. We've been through hell and back. You know what I'm saying? It's still here.
Still living.
I smoked Sherm from the time I was like 14 till I was 30. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sharper than most people. I can do figures and stuff and remember my bank account numbers and everything. You know what I'm saying? But that's who kept us. The creator kept us for a reason. You know what I'm saying? The work we do now. So it's the movement that got to be made. We got to stop labeling ourselves and stop the divide. Because we got soldiers. We got people for looking at them.
Oh yeah.
They be dressed like a billboard with skinny jeans and effervescent jackets, and you know what I'm saying, and gold all in their mouth and chains, and you look at what you're looking at. Dude, you can't help but look at it. And they're ready to draw down. So we got killers. They just indoctrinated to, you know, black became a stigma in America, a stigma of hate. So everybody hates black. Chinese, whites, blacks. It's just the way that they designed it. We've been trained like dogs. You know what I'm saying? Look at the chicken sandwich. If we weren't trained, they can go and get a chicken sandwich and line up blocks and blocks. And like they'll spend $2 million in a half hour. That's training, homie. I had dogs not trained like that. You know what I'm saying? They trained us. That's why you know, you got homies, this gangster. His name is Al Capone or Frank Nitti and this and this. He ain't named Shaka Zulu or Hannibal, the African king. You know? So it's something got to be done, or it'll be a shameful doom. Homie. We don't do something. It's gonna be shameful.
Hey, so Rocchead, last night I was talking to you on the phone, and they were showing Minnesota and showing downtown LA. It was more whites and Mexicans than blacks.
Yeah.
In the many uprisings.
That? You know, when I saw that, and like I said, I got a couple of partners out there I met in the 90s. Then my sister paroled down there after doing 22 years. And they let my sister go on Bodacious. After 22 years in the feds, they released her last week.
Oh, cool.
So she back in Minnesota. I got my baby sister out there. I got a younger brother out there. So and let me tell you, man, I've seen so many white people, and they've been telling, my boys been telling me, said, Rock, this shit is like night and day. You would think, they said, this my boy told me, the Blood neighborhood, where dude got killed there is a Blood neighborhood.
Okay.
They said they got mad at the people coming over there protesting and start drawing down, get out their neighborhood. That was somebody told me, but it sounds right because when we went out there
in 94, 95, me and Jim, and that's when all the gangs went out there, the nation was out there, we was all out there, and it was the moves tripping off everybody down there. And what I did was, and Minister was the Supreme Captain at that time, he was there, and he'd tell you this. A couple other guys was there for the nation. They couldn't control them dudes. So I walked in this room, they had like a downstairs like cellar. It's about 600 people down there. I got up and spoke. And I said, I remember this shit clear. I said, it's a damn shame. You got the best of the best. You got the best of the best from the Crips and Bloods from LA, Compton, Long Beach here. You got the MCs, BDs, GDs from Chicago. You got the DC brothers. And you got the Atlanta dudes. And y'all are so disrespectful. This is a time when y'all are supposed to show how strong y'all are by embracing us rather than trying to jack us and push up on us with your color. And I laid it. When I laid that shit, I said, man, it's a damn shame y'all act like some goddamn busters. And I don't give a fuck. And I was fresh. I was fresh 3-4 years out. So I had that Rocchead thing in me still. And I gave it to him. And you know, one dude looked at me and said, man, no disrespect, OG. You know, but some of us live some of that same life that you said you went through. But you absolutely right. We trying to show off, you know, and think we the only one got heat out here because y'all not from here. We're pretty sure y'all got y'all shit, but we trying to show off. But in reality, we should open our arms and introduce ourselves properly. Right. And if I didn't say that, the nation couldn't control them. Nobody.
Right. Well, you had the street savvy. It's like this, Rock. It's like anywhere I go, where I'm at now, if I have to go to Chicago or Detroit or wherever, I'm gonna check in with the street cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, check this out, homie. Just like you did. Hey, we out here. We here to support, you know, this movement. You know, we want y'all blessed. The same way if they come to Compton, they got to come see us. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want, yeah, we'll give you your blessing. You know what I'm saying? It's like when certain cats come to LA, they go see you. You know what I'm saying? Entertainers or whatever. So that's the thing. It's a certain amount of respect that you can give somebody to just let them know, hey, look, check this out. This is what we're about. Then anything after that, hey, win, lose,
whatever.
We gave you fair, you know.
But to answer Kev Mac's question, I brought that up because, like I said, I was privileged to a couple phone calls saying these dudes was pissed off. People was protesting where the kid got killed at.
That's crazy.
Rather than being angry at what happened, they was pissed off because people violated their hood.
Wow.
But when I saw something, my boy, he was showing me videos, and I saw the people who was on the front line. You had a light-skinned black girl screaming, trying to wipe mace out her eyes. You had about 8 or 9 whites around her and some blacks further back. But it was more Caucasians. And I say this though, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you, girl. Out of all the things I've been through in my life, it ain't about colors, homie. It's about being a human being.
Right.
Yes, we target. Yes, but we continue to put ourselves in that position.
Well, it's like I was telling Kev, my movement is basically to change our behavior towards each other so we can get along better. That's my move. You know, Rock, I've been in this thing. I was there from day one, and I was like, we got to learn how to get along. Only thing blacks can do right now is to let them slide together and twerk. We can't get businesses together. We can't, and it's sporadic. It's not all everybody. You know, you can't generalize, but majority rules. So because we've been indoctrinated, you know what I'm saying, with Western culture. My point is that we got to learn. Just because, you know, we're unique people. You know what I'm saying? We survived some stuff that no other human race, I don't think, would have ever survived. But we got to learn how to love. First, I had to learn how to love me.
There you go.
The first thing, because I couldn't stand myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, once I sat down and said, you know what? I got to love me. You know what I'm saying? And that means if once I learned me and learned my worth, that I'm priceless, that they haven't made an amount of money, that their values apply to my life, no human life, that's when I start evolving and saying that We got to change our behavior. We got to learn how to get along.
See, but Bodacious, the biggest thing you just said, once you learn you, it's like the way you put it, it's the same as I put it. I always thought I was cursed at birth.
Right.
And it took me to get out and hook up with Jim Brown to really understand that I am somebody.
Yeah.
And once I take responsibility for my actions and my taboos and all the things I took myself through.
Right.
Like I told my sister, we was talking about our mom. I said, I never blamed our mom. I had 3 square meals and a snack.
Right. You couldn't. It was choices we made. I fell in love with the
I made.
You know.
And even with that, like I said, I always thought I was cursed at. I mean, I was so fucked up at one time, man. I was blinded to common sense.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a dangerous person. That's dangerous.
I was blinded. When so many homies, big homies, Rocchead, come on, cuz, come on. I said, no, nigga, I'm finna get him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I was just blinded to it because that's how I conditioned myself. Once I understood my childhood conditioning and realized that I'm not cursed at birth and I am somebody, it allowed me to be the person I am today. It allowed me to forgive and forget things that happened to me in my transition of change, to forgive and forget, to be the bigger person and continue the work I do.
Right.
But if I couldn't find me, if I couldn't deal with me, and if I couldn't take responsibility for me, then I couldn't even have these kind of conversations.
Right. Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So when you say that, it just shows our listeners, it shows the world that we are 2 of many who've been through everything, hell and back. But once we found ourselves and took responsibility for ourselves, we realized I can't, let me tell you, I don't regret nothing I did.
Right.
I was what I was.
Well, we had to
go.
Right.
But I can make better and try to make sure no youngster have to go through what I went through in my life, what I took myself through.
Right.
And that's my strength. Just like these giveaways in Compton, the last 3 weekends, I gave 7,000 people groceries.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't have a dime. But look how many people from Compton who made it, who's successful, and they the same color as us, ain't doing shit. Or they throw a penny out there and act like they're doing something.
But you know what? I'm in their defense, because like I said, sometimes like Malcolm X said, and I know Loco, you want to say something. I'm gonna let let him get in here right quick. But you got to basically sometime don't let the oppressor hate the oppressed, because the ones that made it, I don't think like you got the nonprofit and everything going on. I don't think some of them don't even know about it too much or really care. But once they see some of the great stuff that you do, they'll contribute to. You say why Dr. Dre didn't do this or why certain people didn't do this. These people got a brand, and they know who's in control of the money. So no sooner they go outside that, they contribute to gangs or contribute to somebody that they may try to, they're gonna always bring your past up. Then they're gonna say this dude, they're gonna mess his brand up. We don't want to mess his brand up. You ain't got to say you do nothing. And that's one thing. We don't have to show off and tell people what we do. That's another thing we got to stop doing, is letting people know what we do as far as us doing stuff. You don't know what they're doing in the White House, in the back rooms when they had a meeting. We don't know none of that stuff. So we can't allow them, you know what I'm saying? We can't allow them. I found that out when we went up to the park and SWAT and them was waiting on us when we got there. You know what I'm saying? I knew that somebody was a mole in it. You know what I'm saying? Then we had
look it. And it didn't come from me or you.
No.
But it came from somebody like us.
Ain't that something?
Hey, excuse me, Kev.
Okay.
Kev.
Yeah.
Say, excuse me, fellas. Hey, so man, I want to take this time to introduce, man, my partner. I know it would be very conducive to this panel. I'm gonna let him sit right here, man, and I want y'all to speak with him as well. But he's one of the only African American men in San Antonio history to beat the death penalty. and he's from my hood. This is like my brother. We grew up from the dirt. I actually testified in the trial to save his life. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Faced the straight death penalty. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't nothing else. So they went to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So I want to introduce him, man. This is money from Westside 6-0 right here.
Right.
How y'all doing this evening, man?
What's up, homie?
What's going on?
Man, shit, I was just sitting over here listening to you know, everything y'all done been through in y'all's life and the struggles, man, you know, that we all had to face, and a lot of things that, you know, just like y'all said about that girl out there that was getting killed, man, you know, had it been me over there, man, you know, it wouldn't have been no fact about what have been done, you know, because I mean, those are the things that we go through on every day we walk out our door, man. There's some things we face in different hoods, man, because in our hood, I mean, it's just some people just ain't gonna be able to go in your hood like that.
Right.
But you know, I probably would have choked them out and then worried about the law later. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Because you know, I was like you said, you know, I faced the death penalty, you know, at a young age. And it was either life or death. And those people wasn't playing, man. You know, they didn't like to see young black people doing nothing in the streets or anything like that, man. And then when you get caught up like that, they wanted to try to hang you. It's just, I mean, it's just simple as that.
And they
you know, I don't know too many people. You know, I don't know too many people living now, man. You know that this free that's had capital murder cases. If they ain't, you know, on the death row.
It's rare.
You know,
it's very rare.
Oh, it's very rare.
Yeah,
but outside of that, this is outside of the capital murder case I had. Not even once I got released from that, not even a year later, I wound up catching another murder case. You know? Yeah, man, you know. I mean, but it was a little bit different then. Because then, you know, the thing that took place at that point, the person that it happened with, you know, he vowed to, you know, vowed to keep the silence. He didn't, you know, go rat and say, yeah, man, such and such did this, such and such did that, you know. So I was able to just handle my business, man. But I mean, you know, it's a lot of days, man. Snitching wasn't tolerated, you know, and nowhere around me. Yeah, nowhere around anybody I hung out with, you know, it was just understood, man. You know, if we not bothering you over here, stay over there and mind your business. You know, it's always that simple. You know, but you know, life struggles, man, really get a lot of us, and a lot of us really forget where we come from.
Yeah.
But some of us, I mean, you know, it's just normal. It's everyday life. Everyday life, man. You know, we go through, we deal with things a lot better. You know, it's a lot of funerals that some people go to, man. They, you know, they cry because they know that they're gonna miss those people. They not crying because they see them laying there in the casket. You know, they crying because they know it's all over.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, people don't understand that. I don't ever get sad. I mean, shit. If you jumped off the porch and you over there in the streets and you over there ain't minding your business and get ran over, man, you know, you wasn't taught right because you should have stayed your ass on your.
Yeah,
you know?
It's certain acts that people do that some of them are suicidal, some of them are survival or whatever it is. For that moment, you have to basically survive certain things. And life comes in layers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's just like when you get to a certain, just like with you now. You know what I'm saying? That what you went through is conducive to how you just got near at the long table, I call it, and got solutions. We can come up with some solutions and act on them because you know what I'm saying. Illustration without application is a hallucination. You know what I'm saying? So if we ain't acting and doing, it's just like these protesters. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all, we've been doing it for an insanity. You keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And there's a time where iron wear out. You know what I'm saying? You beat me in the head long enough, I'm gonna get the
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like when we protest, people out there protesting, when they burn down their own buildings and the stores they have to go and deal with, and they burn out shit within their own community. That don't make sense to me. I
No,
don't
sir.
agree.
No, sir.
I don't agree with that. Why would I burn
No,
down my
sir.
own community? You're gonna burn down the community. You go to a community where you know it's going to affect, where you know they have to stand up and be held accountable.
Well,
That's right.
I'm more
That's
like
right.
George Jackson and them with the guerrilla warfare. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of if I got to get back out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it to a way where, just like the brother did when he tried to give us fair warning that these police are setting us up to kill us. What was his name? And he ended up shooting a few police and
Go get my phone.
tried to give us a warning that these people got the Ku Klux Klan in the police department and they coming to kill blacks. You know what I'm saying? Christopher somebody, I can't really think of his name right now. And people just look at that, oh yeah, he just, you know, just off his mind.
Yeah, he was talking about,
The brother was trying to give us a warning. So it's certain things you're gonna have to do that it's just to survive. You know what I'm saying? Because it's getting to the point where I go outside now. I'm in fear of my life just because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting for the first case to get beat to where somebody and say, "Hey, I was in fear of my life." You see what I'm saying? Because it works both ways. They're getting so bad to where now when they get behind you, people are going to start being in fear for their life. And you get somebody in fear for their life, it's like a dog in the corner. They coming out. You know what I'm saying? So it's the point to where it's like what you were saying, Rock, is so crazy because they burnt down the store in their neighborhood. And it's crazy because they need the essentials because we're in a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even have no essentials.
But you know what's so crazy?
That's not thinking.
Bodacious. You know what's so crazy, Bodacious? In my case, I caught, and they gave me 33 years. A white dude got on the stand. He got shot in the head with about 38. He lived.
Right.
He lived. Period. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
two things happened to me in that case. I was there because the clans was in a particular area, borderline of Compton and Paramount. Talking about niggas get out, and my little sister was going to school.
Right.
And we showed up, and the police made us leave. Then a truckload of whites followed us over the bridge and jumped out, and they paralyzed one of my partners. And you know, we did what we did. So a few weeks later, someone said one of the white dudes who was in that truck, he works at this burger stand. I could say it because the case there, I did my time for the shit. But and find out he was an owner. So I go there, and at the same time I go there, a young brother had the cash register in his hand. And I looked at the dude, I'm not here to rob the place. I'm not here to hurt nobody black. I'm here to kill the devil.
Right.
And I shot him in his head. And he lived. You know what he said to me? All them niggas, there's a person that shot you in your head in his room. He said, all them niggas look alike to me.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Long Beach Court.
Mm-hmm.
Long Beach Court. And when they said that, I was bad enough. I was shackled up because I fucked up about 100 people going to court every day. I was fucking somebody up every day, you know. And I got about 30 fights with the police.
Right.
With the county jails, I didn't care. But when you said that, homie, and they'll still say guilty, I looked at that shit, man. I said, you know what? I had nothing. I had no emotion other than preparing myself to get down when I get off these buses.
Right.
And to experience that as a 19-year-old, all them niggas look alike. It was a public defender.
Mm.
He sat there and watched my case. Okay, they arrested me for second-degree murder, attempted murder, strong arm robbery. I didn't rob shit. And when they arrested me, this public defender came to me and said, I'm finna resign working for the courts, and I'm finna go in private practice, and you my first customer. I saw how they railroad you. They had no proof on the other murder. They have nothing, and I want to help you. And he beat everything but the attempted murder for me. He proved I didn't rob the place. He
Right.
proved that evidence for the other one. You know, he beat everything but the attempted murder. But the attempted murder I did.
Right. Like I said, it's just like a lot of people don't understand when we moved to Compton. First, like I said, I come from South Jersey in the early 60s. You know what I'm saying? It was all white. And we was like white boys going to school. You know, I used to get chased home by white boys saying the N-word, calling me the N-word until I would catch them like behind High Market and dust them off. You know, I was a kid. And we didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I was on a farm. I was born on a farm, so I didn't know what racism was until we moved to Compton like in 64, 65, something like that. And it was all white. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, it was us. And that was basically a runoff from the Panthers is how the Crips kind of got started and other organizations, because let's like Pyru Street, they was protecting their street from white boys. You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand. We just don't fight black on black. We was fighting white boys. You know, I was taking table legs off the table and putting bicycle grip handles on them and whacking them all the way to school. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, like I said, I'm not, like I said, I don't promote people to do anything. But I know every incident that I got in, I used violence and it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It works.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only action that you can take that cause immediate change. It will cause immediate change. You know what I'm saying? That's why the police put on death belts every day, because they know violence. They got taser sticks, mace, Glocks. They got all this because they know when I get finished, you know more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset of these people you deal with. There are violent people. They prove themselves violent for 400 and something years. So I'm not going to a gunfight with a knife. You know what I'm saying? Never have. Every time I did something, I did it out of survival, hate, because I hated them. I hated myself. I couldn't stand myself. Like I said, I smoked sheriff for like 10 years straight. You know what I'm saying? And that's self-hate. That's self-hate, alcoholism, and everything else. I put poison in my body. Like I said, I'm no better than nobody else. I did some things that I'm not ashamed of. I'm not proud of either. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go through that to get to where I'm at today. And violence, and you can ask all the Ludus Park Pyrus. You can ask, I turned some of them crib. You know what I'm saying? You can ask anybody that dealt with me that he was extremely violent. The police was like, okay, you go in there, he's gonna take off. He ain't scared of. I'm more scared of spiders than police. You see what I'm saying? I never had that.
I'm scared of spiders too. Don't get it twisted.
I had that fear, homie. You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand spiders.
Than deal with a room full of spiders. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is that somebody, you know, got to step up and say, you know what? You kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat. And people will do it. It's just that it's like these new generations with these cameras has used that as a tool to just record something and give it to the police and the people that did the crime, that are criminals. I don't know too many police that are in jail right now for killing an innocent, unarmed black man that didn't commit a crime. Shot him in the back 16 times. I mean, we can go on and on and on. There's one where he got caught and tried to put the taser and he shot a boy in the back out there when he was running, and the dude just happened to get it on video pictures. But before that, you know what I'm saying? People were dying and there was no recording of it. There was no trace of it. You was the villain. All of a sudden, you was the criminal. So, but you had brothers like the Panthers. You had some Pyrus and Crips that would get the police the blues, man. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? They try to jump out the car. We kick the door closed. Get back in the car, punk. You ain't built for this. You ain't built for this. You got a warrant. I'll get down there when I get down there. You know what I'm saying? And then they go get like 20,000 of them and come down there and arrest me with no incident. You know what I'm saying? I'm public. I had warrants out on me, and Long Beach dead or dead. I had 81 armed robberies. You know what I'm saying? And 75 of the persons was in the vacant house in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what I'm saying? I've never had that fear. And that's what people, I don't know if they're scared of their religion. They think they're going to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I don't know like to turn the other cheek, because that religion thing, it'll have people love your enemy, turn the other cheek. I never went for that. You hit
Man,
me.
let me tell you something, Bodacious. Hold on, Kev, man. Nigga,
although as a kid I grew up in a Protestant church, nigga, I don't give a I don't care for heaven or hell.
Hey,
I'm spiritual. There's nothing so no one can say to me religiously can move me.
look, I didn't make this.
Because
I don't even have a heaven or hell to send nobody in. I didn't make this. I'm here. I was born
that's
in.
my point.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
my point. So
Whatever.
so people always have a tendency, oh man, you need to go to church. I mean, you go to church, motherfucker. Let church work for you.
How's that been working out for us in the black
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point.
We're gonna let Melly, because that's my buddy right there. Melly that came up, hey Rock, you know, we'll talk to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot to talk about.
Hey, Bodacious. You know I was there when you went home and got that thing and came back to school and showed that boy, you know, what it really was about. You know I was standing right there, right?
No, everybody ran. Once I started letting out, everybody left. You know what I'm saying?
And I was also there. Remember when Donald McCaney, aka Dolomite, jumped in the police car? The police came in. Dolomite jumped in the car and took off in that car.
I'm telling you, we wasn't scared of the police, homie. I got some things I ain't gonna say because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We on television, but like I said, even Mad Dog and all of us on Boulevard. Long Beach police come, we take the Mad Dog 2020 bottle and just bust them in the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Y'all ain't built like this. Y'all shouldn't even be police. You know what I'm saying? They had to go get Dirty Harry and Miller and the whole bunch of them to come down there. We stopped the buses from coming down there. You know what I'm saying? The bus used to go to the Laundry, the Long Beach bus. We stopped it. The district stopped it, or it started stopping on Artesia. You know what I'm saying? But the whole part about it, and I say that to say this, it's like a dog attack on fear. When the person is afraid, that's when the dog attack on fear. If you sit there, you notice how aggressive they get when others don't do nothing, they handcuffed, how they sit on their neck or do all this dirt to you. But when you aggressive right back with them, and they use that tactic to yell, you get back. You get up against the car. The police should tell me and Big Sherm get on the car. No, you get on the car, punk. You ain't get on the car. They're like, y'all better, when we come back, y'all better be gone. They didn't want them kind of problems, Melly, because they knew that we was dealing with violence. They knew we deal with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people don't. You fight bullets with bullets on them. You don't. They don't go to Iraq with the Christian flag or a picture of Jesus. They go with them 15 tanks. They go with some stuff. The Iranians start shooting back. They got up out of there. Look at Vietnam when they started messing with them little farmers. This 4'4", and they made them tunnels under the ground where they was dropping them napalms and thought they killed them all. Them little farmers tore their butt up. America had to get up out of Vietnam. They lost that war because they fought back. Anybody can tell you not to fight back and pray and forward is telling you to commit suicide.
They crazy.
They don't know. Or turn. Go slap a sheriff and see if he turn the other cheek right now. See if they don't live by that code. They don't live by the code. And
what's up, Huey?
Hey, what's going on with you, Rocchead? Hey, I remember one time, hey, Bodacious, one time the homie Scrunchy, the one that always say, you better watch out, you better watch out. Right? He just got out the pen. Scrunchy sporting about a boat on the hang, right? So Turtle had just gave him a whole bunch of dope. So Scrunchy take the dope and just pour it in his pocket. I said, man, why you doing that, man? You gonna get caught. He said, man, I ain't worried about that. So I said, all right. So we leave. We go up the street. We go on Willow. Showing up. Police shoot. Boom, 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 boom. They throw everybody up against the car. The police said, man, what you got in your pocket? Scrunchy looked at him dead in his eyes. Said, look at him, man. If you ain't got no warrant, you ain't going in my pocket.
Right.
And once he did that, once he said that, and he looked the sheriff in the eye, and then once all the other homies saw what Scrunchy was doing, the demonstration was on, man. Then no police after then searched nobody else. Scrunch had took a stand and said, man, you can't go in my pocket. Go get a search warrant. Right. And they didn't search you. They didn't search nobody else after then. But if people don't stand up and take those stands and draw that line, you never know, you know what I mean, what you're capable of, man. Because they afraid. They're afraid. You just don't know they're afraid.
Oh, they're afraid.
You remember when I
was on parole, they would have went through his pocket.
Huh?
Had they known Scrunchy was on parole, they would have went through his
Man,
pocket.
Scrunchy was ready to die and fight right then and there, Kev. He wasn't going for it, period.
But Kev, even when I got out, and I told myself, as long as they don't put their hands on me, they can come. I don't give a fuck how many times they come to my house. I'm on 5-year parole. I'm gonna do what I have to do. But I told that parole officer, you put your hands on me, I'm gonna tear your motherfucking ass up. You better go read my C file. I don't care. And I went through 6 parole officers because the supervisor felt they wasn't tough enough on me. And I told all of them. I went to one. He had his army fatigue shit on. He was talking that shit like he was a sergeant, one of them drill sergeants. I said, man, I don't give a fuck about that outfit you got on. I don't give a fuck about the shit on your desk and the pictures on your wall. You better read my motherfucking C file. You can I'm gonna show up when I'm supposed to. You can come to my house where I sleep and lay my head at any time you want. But you put your hands on me, I'm gonna tear your motherfucking ass up.
Right.
And they never fucked with me.
Well, it's the same thing. They go to these training academies and all this stuff to learn special tactics and stuff, because they can yell at some people and people get scared and all this. And that's one of the things. Yell at the police and see how scared they get. I've actually, like I said, I've actually yelled, "Shut up, punk!" You know what I'm saying? Just to see. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we just wanted to know if you know. They don't want to know nothing. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, wow. Like one said, man, I'll blow your head off. I like your head off too. I see you before you see me. You got to come down here. And they back off. And then they give you respect. They come down there. You need something to eat. You all right down here.
But again,
Compton, the sheriff, Long Beach, I done fought every last one of them because we didn't show fear. But I had homies with me. If it was 10 of us, 9 of us was getting down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have 2 get down and the rest sit there and videotape. You know what I'm saying? We fought 150, me, Louis, Cousin Carrie, Chubb, Turtle, Sammy Gray, all of us in 4,800. We fought 100, almost 200-300 police. And we in the county. We in LA County. We broke one of them back. Crazy Pope. All of us was in there. You know what I'm saying? We broke one of them back. He running like he was Superman. Rah. We snatched him in there, booth from the 30s, from Harlem 30s, and forehead, and them snatched him. Them dudes was hitting like 500 pounds. They snatched him in there. And we took the drains. We took the drains out the concrete, the little drains in the county, and tied ropes around them and was whacking them. You know what I'm saying? They backed up. They left. They had to stop and call the police from the streets to come. This is the ride in 85 to come in there in the county jail, because we wasn't letting 3 Finger Louis. We coming from jail. He wasn't letting the police beat up an old man on the wall. We from the crib mouse. We coming from the child hall. The police got, I say nuts the butt, your hands on the, put your face on the wall and hit the old man. 3 Finger Louis got busy with him. We coming there booing them, start breaking the gates, open the gates, so everybody coming out the gates. Me and Cousin Carrie, we the last 2 out of the whole ride. They gonna make a gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? The police, we came out, police lined all down the hallway with Billy Club and Blackjack. I had supermodels all over me for when they stopped me, but I didn't care. They stacked us in the elevator like sardines. They stacked us up. But we didn't. When we came back, when we come back, we got color TV. We can go to the room. You know what I'm saying?
But Bodacious.
We put up a defense.
But Bodacious. But that's the point. When you don't care, you're not thinking about nothing.
Right.
You're just doing what you got to do. I mean, that was the attitude. It's like I said, when we had that war in Folsom, man, dudes putting books around their bellies and shit, man, that shit was disgusting to me. Man, I went out there and got down.
Yeah, they were scared.
You got to get down.
Right.
And that's what it's about. You can't think about when that guard talked all that shit. I said, man, come in my cell. I got asshole naked, put baby oil on my ass. I didn't give a fuck about that gun. I didn't give a fuck about that gun pointing in my cell. And that dude looked at my cell. He said, open it. He held that gate. And he saw how serious I was, Kev. And then he said, close it. And walked back down the goddamn tier. Because, nigga, he was going to die that day.
Yeah, he had to go get a whole bunch more. You know what I'm saying? They'll freeze the gates in Folsom. You know how they freeze the gates? freeze
Yeah.
the gates. You know how folks freeze
Yeah.
the gates? You know how they freeze the gates? You know what I'm saying? But like I
But
said, just to make a long story short, we're gonna let these other brothers get in. You know what I'm saying? Because I get excited when I talk to you, Rock. You know, every time we get together. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is, I look at it. We can do better. We have to do better for the brother Greg Floyd. We got to make something different. We can't let him die in vain. We're gonna have to do something. I don't know what it is. I don't have, and I'm waiting for all the brothers to come up with some solutions because this is ugly. You know what I'm saying? This is it's a threat. It's a threat to me, to be honest.
Hughes, what's up, man?
How you brothers doing tonight? What's up, Rock? What's up, Bodacious?
Big Q.
What's up, Lo? I see you guys in there, man. How you brothers doing? Hey, man, I like the topic tonight. Y'all got a powerful topic. I ain't never been a hater of race. I don't hate cops, but I got instructions, you know, and it's like this, man. If you're a citizen, and if you're a citizen, you should be mandated to stop a criminal if a criminal is in a criminal act. I mean, when I was a criminal, you citizens would call the cops on me. You would chase me. You would say he's over there. You would do everything if you're a citizen. So once a cop crosses the line for being a professional, he's no longer covered by that badge anymore.
That's my
and if
point.
you're a citizen, you don't stand there and just videotape the shit. You get involved in the shit. First of all, the little bitty dude with his hand on the mace, the dude that's videotaping it, he's describing everything like a melodrama. So he's right there in living color seeing the whole thing go down, but he didn't have no fight in him. Everybody ain't cut from the same cloth.
Right, exactly.
Back in 1970, I want to say 72 or 73, me and Chucky Madison was in his Malibu, and we were going down Western, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. 77 put us up, hit the siren on us around Normandy. No, they hit the siren on us around Florence. So the siren came on, and Chuck kept driving slow, and he said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Just keep going for a little while. I want to get to a well-lighted area." So we go. So we stop in front of the Carnation ice cream place. I guess that's on 76. It's right across from the Lerner's gas station on Western. So we pull right there. So the cop get out the car. They come over to Chucky's window asking for his ID. So Chuck gives him the ID. They say, "Okay, step out." They don't tell me to step out yet. So they take Chuck to the back of the car. I'm watching all the shit. So the dude grabs Chucky by the neck, and they fall on the ground right there on the side of the ice cream place, right in front. So I open my door. The other cops say, "No, get out the car. Don't get out the car." I get out the car. He got Chucky in the LAPD chokehold before they were illegal. So I put him in the LAPD chokehold. The other cop is hitting me with the billy club, but I won't let go of my pit bull grip on his buddy. So his buddy, he lets go of Chuck to try to get, so he can breathe. He's trying to put my arm off his Adam's apple because I'm trying to crush it. Now, keep in mind that these cops have crossed the line. I would have stayed in the car. I would have waited my turn. I would have gave my ID. But once they jumped on my cousin and they put him in the chokehold, now it's time for me to act. There was no such thing of making a videotape. There was no cell phones back then. So I got that assault on my record. I'm not talking about, it's not on my record. It's on my record. I got that assault on my record. But when I tried to explain to him, what happened, this is what brought this about. So I'm a lifer. So when I go to the board, they say, "Well, you assaulted a police officer. Why should we let you back into society?" I said, "If you want to know what happened that night, I'll tell you." The commissioner said, "Tell me what happened." I told him everything I just told you guys. And you know what the commissioner said? He said, "I don't even know why they called it an assault."
And I said, that's what I'm saying right there. So if you see someone and they got on blue, they're not acting professional and they cross the line, you mandated as a citizen to get in there and get busy. You can't just videotape this shit.
Yeah, that's on
you
the
gotta
law.
get involved. You gotta get involved, homies. Yeah. We already know we'll do it. We already got assaults on police, you know, for whatever reason. One time I started the police and he didn't do nothing wrong, you know, so I could admit that as a youngster, you know, I was out of line for that. Right. But when it came to the other one, in front of the Carnation Ice Cream place on Western, I was justified for that. So I look and see the brother dying before my very eyes. I wanted to jump through the phone and do a flying drop kick in that dude's chest. Because, see, I knew what he was doing because I know how to apply pressure. When he stuck his hand in his pocket, he was pressing down on his upper thigh to give him all of the pressure on his neck that he could get. When he erected his body to stand up straight, he was directly on that guy's spinal cord, on his brain stem, just pressing, killing the man. But what you guys didn't see, there were some more cops in the back stretching his legs out. Then he had on handcuffs. He was wedged between the tire. He couldn't move. He couldn't roll out. He was in a prison. He was in a restrainer's hole. He was in the pit, man. He was in hell. That dude was the devil on his back. But the demons were holding his ankles and shit. That was some fucked up shit. You know, if racist ass Donald Trump said it's disturbing, imagine how it is to us. If racist ass Donald Trump said this is some disturbing shit. Well, you know, that's the most he could say on it.
And
you know,
it's been, excuse me for cutting in, I didn't mean to cut in on you, but it's been like 3 or 4 months. Aubrey out there in Georgia, you got the girl that got killed on the couch where they did a no-knock warrant. This is happening in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got the green light. Like, since they gave me the pandemic, is out here, and that's not doing as good because we frontliners. You got blacks that's out, they got to work. Everybody ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? They got to go out. They was doing the frontline work before this thing happened. So of course they're going the low income community going to catch what was out there first. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell us to be safe. You know, be careful. Stay in if you have to, because they put that out there. This is not.
Hey, they trying to make it look like. They trying to make it look like a race thing. It ain't no race thing. If you look at all the different colors that have been abused by unprofessionalism of a police force in a community where minorities live, if you look and see, and you look in on that, and you see that these guys are acting unprofessional across the board. You got cops out here who grope women. You got cops out here who have sexual favors to let a lady off the hook. And then they continue to abuse their badge and their power, man. They're not to be respected by me. No, then they let them out of prison. They don't even got to serve their whole time out. Right. They get special treatment, you know. But it doesn't make any sense, man. So I'm saying, do not let Bodacious, listen to what I'm saying. Do not let this dude off the hook, because what they're trying to do is say he died in custody. If they say he died in custody, then they can have the drug OD defense. He didn't die in custody. They're trying to say he died once he left that scene of that crime. They're trying to make that crime scene his crime scene, not the crime scene of the police. They're trying to say he died in custody, meaning he died because he was full of this drug or that drug. You got the coroner, you got all these people who's co-signing for each other, and they lying. The man died right there. That's where he died. They didn't check him for death till they got him down to the place, but he died right there. They didn't kill people in custody.
Yeah,
if you notice, when they put him in the ambulance, they didn't put no breathing thing on him or nothing. You notice that?
He was already expired.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, he was already dead. They already knew that they had killed him. All they were doing was going through a formality. That was just a formality because they knew they were being filmed now, so they gotta. These dudes are so deviant in their criminality that they were already setting a plot so they could cut the other murderer off the leash. They got to make it look like this guy is still alive. So when they get him down there, they could say he died in there. He died of drugs. He didn't die from this guy, applying the pressure. All they doing is and everybody who's involved in this cover up should be charged.
Right.
Everybody who's involved in the cover up from that point on should be charged.
I just, I get them brothers props at the restaurant. They gave each other heads up to get that video out there before the FBI and all them got a hold to it, where they showed that the brother wasn't resisting none. You know what I'm saying? That was their he resisted, and they showed the whole video, the whole.
But Bodacious.
Put this out there before the authorities get it. Yeah.
If he did resist early on, what I saw for 10 fucking minutes, that dude, only time he moved, he said, I can't breathe. He had a guy on his ankle, a guy on his ass, and he had the guy on his motherfucking neck.
Well,
they
it's two narratives they use now to be able, it's a license to kill. I'm in fear of my life and stop resisting. You know what I'm saying? He's going for my gun. Them are the two narratives they use to kill anybody, unarmed, armed, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was in fear of my life, or he resisted. So that's license for them to kill. And
they lied on the police report too, because they didn't know that other camera was still there.
That's what I'm getting at. And that's falsifying. That's a federal offense. You falsify the police document. But they got fired immediately. So, and then that's a pacifier. They do that to make it look like that the police is doing their job. I don't trust none of them. I don't trust the court system. Like I said, I've done crimes and walked right out of the court building. You know what I'm saying? So I know how you can just, he was lying on me. I said, well, and walk right out. So my point is, it's about what you can prove. It ain't about what happened. It's about what they can prove. So, and they're going to have, I don't even know if they get, I don't even know why they ain't in jail now. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's shocking.
Yeah, that's the cover up. You know what I'm saying?
Even that little mayor, every time he speak, it fucked his young ass up so much. Because he ain't never seen nothing like that.
I'll be right back. Okay.
But it's
he ain't never seen nothing like that. And he said they should be in jail.
Right. And we all
what are you investigating? What other cameras are you looking at?
It's a movie out called 7 Seconds with Regina King and a few other people in it on Netflix. And you watch it, they'll show you just how they cover stuff up, make the black dude look like, and you heard the narrative, the little Asian dude. Well, that's what you get when you're on drugs. Well, how do you know you're on drugs? You're not a toxicologist. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he's doing. He could be just, and you can tell when they took him out the car, his leg or something was hurt when they took him off the wall. You can see he was hurt then. You can see when they took him off the wall, he was in some kind of pain or his ankle was hurt or something before they even walked him across the street. He couldn't even walk right. You know what I'm saying? He was in pain. So it was something that he was hurting from. I don't know what happened, but you could tell before he couldn't resist. That's my point, because they lied on the report and said he resisted. This is why we had to subdue him like this. You know what I'm saying? So the video camera, the brothers that owned the restaurant, they came through. Because they showed from the time that they took him out the car, set him on the wall, handcuffed on the wall, and walked him across the street. He never resisted. So that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Then they're supposed to be checked or whatever it is. We don't know what's happening there, but that's not punishable by death to try to go whatever.
And Bodacious. And then every time the brother was filming and speaking what he was doing, the dude repositioned himself 3 different times to make sure he got the neck locked in.
Yeah.
And with no emotions.
You can see that, what people was telling, hey man, even when it was a female that, and these people that was there need to go to the district attorney and say, hey, look, I'm a firefighter. It was a female that was a firefighter. She was off duty. They made her get out the street. She said, all I'm asking you to do is check his pulse. Check his pulse. And they told her to get out the street before she get it. You know what I'm saying? So it was so much evil right there at that time, or hatred for human life, no respect for human life, to the point to where they may be subhuman or something. I don't know what spirit went through them, but whatever it was evil. You know what I'm saying? It has to be eliminated.
Did you guys know that officer?
Got to be eliminated.
Did you guys know he already had a previous excessive
Yeah.
force case?
Yeah,
They said he had about 10 different ones.
yeah. He had a few write-ups. You know what I'm saying? But they still.
That's the kind they want. Let's be honest.
They hire race soldiers.
Yeah.
Clan benefit. FBI got a statement out where the Klan infiltrated the police department.
Oh,
That's cool too. But my thing is that people say we need to get out and get into the politics. I don't think a lot of people are confused about how the laws work. They still got Jim Crow laws on the books, like trespassing, a vagrancy, or not having money. Long Beach, they got a law on the book where you can't walk a duck without a leash. All these 1800, laws that are black laws to keep you subjugated. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, we got to get into these senators and these congressional people. We got to get in them to change the laws. And one of the laws should be any human being, police or not, or any police or law enforcement officer or anything that kill somebody that is found guilty, if it's a hate crime or whatever, not only do you go to jail, not only do you sue the city, but they forfeit every asset they ever can have to the victim's family. When you get laws and stuff on the books and stuff like that, that's when they stop, like, hold on, wait a minute. I won't have a life if I do this. You know what I'm saying? And you still have some that don't care, but at the same time, you'll have people stopping it. Because the ones that didn't stop it are worse than the ones that did it. You're just as bad. You know what I'm saying? But all of y'all lose everything you ever have, and it's forfeited to the victim's family. These are the laws we need. If we're going to vote Democrat, we need to tell Joe Biden, hey, if we ain't vote for you, we got 30,000 votes, 30 million votes. We will vote for you with these kind of laws on the book. We need a black agenda. You know what I'm saying? Something that is tangible. If these people get caught, we burn their house, not burn it down, but tear it down with a bulldozer and put a monument or something up. Well, that's what the homie Terry Scrumpy was telling me. He's a politician. You remember Terrence that was running for city council in Compton. These are the laws we have to change. And that's why they backed up. They backed it up by these judges and prosecutors. All of them hang together. It's just like when we was hanging rock or we go to the park. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to one, it happened to all. We stood our ground. That's the same thing they do. They don't rag you out. You know what I'm saying? They living by
There
code.
comes a time when you got to kick a cop's ass. If a cop is not acting professional, and you out in the street, and the cop got some young homies all hemmed up, and the cop starts acting unprofessional, pushing the dude's head into the car or the wall, slamming him on the hood, all of that congeniality bullshit goes out the window. It's time to kick cop ass. Right. There comes a time, because see, cops, they want to treat us differently when they pull us over on a dark street. I done been on a dark street. And when they get you on that dark street, they start being abusive. When I got out of the joint, they put me in a halfway house. It was a dude, they had me in the halfway house with some EOPs. So this dude woke up early in the morning and he said, hey man, don't do it. So it woke me up. So I get up, I go in there, the dude trying to cut his wrist, whatever he got in his hand. So I grabbed the dude and get the thing out of his hand. And it's late at night. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So now the police have finally got there. So I'm trying to explain what happened. The sergeant told me to shut the fuck up. So I looked at him and I said, you know what, motherfucker, you shut the fuck up. Like that. I said, you shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Like that. So then now the house is full of cops. So they cuffed me up and it set me on the couch. And then the bald head motherfucker who told me to shut the fuck up, he said, you going to jail. I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, you shut the fuck up. You gonna tell me to shut the fuck up? And I'm trying to explain to you that this guy tried to cut his wrist and I grabbed him so he wouldn't cut his wrist. And you gonna tell me to shut the fuck up? You shut the fuck up. And I said it like 5 times. So now the watch commander gets there. They said, uncuff him. Uncuff him now. Right. So he uncuffed me. He said, check it out, man. Thanks for stopping this guy from cutting his wrist. See, you got good and bad mixed with a bunch of motherfuckers. You know, but sometimes a good motherfucker could see. You know, he could see. I don't hate cops, but when a motherfucker cop gets out of line, I'm gonna check the cop. He's not a cop no more to me. He's just a natural. If you professional with me, in the same way with guards in the joint, I'm professional with them.
Right.
But if they get to trying to red eye us, get to trying to intimidate us by being all outside the building when we come out the chow hall, and then they pull one homeboy over, I'm stopping. I'm like, I'm waiting now. I'm gonna watch what they're gonna do with it. I'm not gonna just keep walking back to the unit and then they say, hey, keep going, keep going. I'm not going nowhere. You guys got them all right there. Take them to the office like a professional. Take them in there and go talk to them in there. You ain't gonna jump them out here in this yard like that. You ain't gonna do that.
The truth.
And they say, who are you? I say, I ain't no fucking monitor. All I am is his friend, and what you guys are doing is unprofessional, and you wouldn't be doing that if so-and-so was here right now. And all y'all came from another yard. So from what I'm thinking, you guys is holding a grudge against this guy, and now you think it's your opportunity to get him because you're working overtime, and you got all your boys over here. If you guys touch this dude in any way, all you motherfuckers is gonna get fired.
Right.
But if don't nobody say shit,
that's my point. That's my point.
They're gonna keep fucking us up.
Right. You gotta fight back some kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you have to.
I'm not, like I put it this way, I'm matured a lot, and I'm at a ripe age to where I don't hate individuals. I hate certain acts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't hate the cops at all. My mother was a parole officer. I got homeboys. I got homeboys, and they can go to certain pens because they had family members working at them pens. But I tell you what, my mom never fucked over nobody. My homeboys, sisters, brothers, they never fucked over nobody, man. They would be the cop that stood up and checked the other cop. See, you got motherfuckers who are under the influence of a negative influence. See that little cop that was standing there? He was under a negative influence. He lost who he was. He probably joined the force to be a courageous person. But that day, he was a coward. He didn't stand up. Hey, if I'm with a homeboy and he's about to do some fucked up shit with me, I'm going to check him right there. You're not going to do that. What the fuck are you doing? I'm going to stop him. I'm not going to just go along with some bullshit. So you got these motherfucking ride-alongs, and they don't know how to stand up. They don't know right from wrong. So if you with a motherfucker and he's doing wrong, you can tell him to stop.
Right.
You can say, man, don't do that while I'm in the car, dude. I got to feed my family. You gonna get us all fired. You acting stupid. You're using this badge. You're using this badge to be a bully. Because if you didn't have on that uniform, you wouldn't be over here treating these people this way. These are human beings. You don't pull up in the hood and get to harassing people, pulling shit.
Accused. But see, what happened, Bodacious, is a lot of cops, a lot of guards, they have issues at home.
Right. And they bring their issues at home to the institutions or to their job. You know what I mean? And like I said, someone asked, I think, on the thing, did I ever get in trouble with the cops? And Nellis, I pushed one of the guards' hands through the window because I didn't want to be in Cleveland and I wanted to go to the madhouse. They said I wasn't bad enough for the madhouse, so I pushed his hand through the window. In the county jail, the first time, I got jumped on 2 or 3 times by him. Me and Rainbow from Five Deuce, we went to court for stabbing these 3 dudes. And we had one of the guards, the young guard was just talking smack. And we handcuffed to the bars, one of our hands, and he whooped on both of us. Nigga, we still trying to get over him until I headbutt his ass. I mean, we all, one way or another, had experience with cops. Right. But like you said, the biggest thing is what I've learned, especially in the institution, that a lot of dudes, a lot of these cops, a lot of these law enforcement officers, You got the pure racist motherfucker who just don't care. Then you got motherfuckers who have problems at home with their wives, baby mamas, they women, and they don't know how to handle it, so they come and take their anger out on us.
Well,
over the years.
It's almost in their training, because like I said, black is the new criminal. You know what I'm saying? You're criminalized just for being black, period. Now, you know, the way things is going. And that is, that's where profiling come in at. You know, just because you're walking off, where you going? You know, it's not police like these crazy white people. It's just question. They need to question if you drive the truck inside the gate, if you're selling orange juice, if you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they privilege to question you. What are you doing here? Where are you going from? You know, you don't have the right to question me. And that comes from their indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? That comes from how they're raised. That's all they know is that hate. That hate is such an evil. You know, it's one of the greatest evils that ever hit earth was racism. You know what I'm saying? And I don't hate white people. Like I said, I got a brother that was a cop in Vegas for 25 years, retired. And they moved him from off the east side where all the brothers and stuff was. He was stopping police from jumping on police, and they moved him to the airport because they I guess they wouldn't answer his call, but he was a shooter too. So, you know what I'm saying? He was shooting police. He thought, you know, he like, I'll shoot one of y'all. So my whole thing is that I'm not a hater I just hate evil and wrongdoing. It's just like Q said, you know what I'm saying? There was a time when I did hate, you know what I'm saying? And that was across all color lines. You know what I'm saying? But now that I've come to a fork in the road, and I've come to where, like this brother, Greg Floyd, in my heart, I want to do something that brother be proud of me for. You know what I'm saying? Make some kind of difference that he don't die in vain. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of change where we stop the self-genocide or the self-hatred. And like I said, I was right there with the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been to every pen from maximum security to all of them. I put it this way, Rock. I paroled from a pen, and the homies came to pick me up, and the police was waiting for me in the parking lot. When I paroled, I went back to jail before I even left the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had so many cases. You know what I'm saying? And then I couldn't remember. I'm like, did I really do that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But thank God, like I said, I went through that. But my point is, it's about solutions right now. And we cannot just sit back and relax now. I don't know if people know it, but we're at war. We're at war. War is just not I stand over there and you stand over here and we shoot at each other. No, war is disenfranchisement, lack of finances, lack of resources. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't eat. That's how you soften people up. I remember I used to soften people up real good before I attacked them. You know what I'm saying? You know, so my thing is, it's the art of war. The art of war is to let them know we far away, to make them think we far away when we ride up on them. And when we ride up on them, make them think we far away. You know what I'm saying? That's the art of war. The masters of deception. So my whole thing is like this. We got to come up, and I don't have all the solutions because I start getting mad and there I go again. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is something has to change or we headed for a shameful doom. You know what I'm saying? You know, Rock, you know, we get to the long table. I was talking to Melly, I was talking to Kev Mac, and they were saying something was supposed to jump out here March the 21st, which would have been beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But we'd have had to meet and greet with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got to get together, homie. It's simple as that. It's a matter of life and death.
But Bodacious, whatever and whenever, like
I see you in all. I see you in all of them. It's just about, yeah, we can sit up here, but let's not get angry. Let's use our head and do something constructive to where this is no more. We won't allow this. You know what I'm saying? And people talk about, well, you know, they'll kill you. You're dying anyway. You know what I'm saying? We all ghosts. You know what I'm saying? We all ghosts anyway.
Life is what it is, man. So
we do something. We did the Compton and Power. It was a couple factors. It was about 200 Crips up in there at one time before the Pyrus came. And I peeped the move because you didn't want to bring up money because when people start mentioning money, it was like, oh, you're using the little homies get paid. You know how that go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we did it voluntarily. We went in there with 100, 200 Crips. The set trip and stopped that day. This was 2014 and stopped for 5 years. You had 1 or 2 incidents, crime went down 75%. You know what I'm saying? So I know if we can do that, we can do it across the globe. That's what they fear. Remember, the FBI came and asked, they said, hey, who told y'all about this violence? Because now what we did, we start hitting their pockets because they don't get them contracts. They don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't get the gang intervention. We took the gang intervention from the
took everything. We took everything.
We took everything from them. And I didn't know how this worked. I didn't know the political end. Chico showed me what the political end was. You know what I'm saying? When he was forming them city council meetings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit there and say everything all the time because you never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. And he went in there and exposed them. How they were more corrupt than us. They thought the mayor and the city council fought worse than the gang member. You know what I'm saying? But they did it politically. So we wasn't you knew more about the political thing than I did, right?
But even you was there when I got the mayor's ass, right?
You got it from the day one. You told him from day one.
But like I told y'all then, and I tell people, I've been doing this shit since '92, before Chico, before anybody. I understand this shit. And everybody got caught up in the myth of her being a young African-American woman and the mayor of Compton. But all she ever cared about was her own agendas.
Right.
Once she got that contact with my brother's keeper through Obama, once she put herself in place to run for that council seat,
and she
didn't care about us.
But see, this is the thing, Rob.
Let me show you, Bodacious. But once I got that off my chest with her, I didn't care about her or what she thought or what she did. My concern was that group of men we had in that room who really was trying to put forth an effort of change. So I went into my own shit to make sure that we could push and continue doing the work and show that we could do it without her.
Right, exactly. And that's where I went in with no agenda, no hidden agenda. I went in with the heart to stop the killing. If we could stop each other from killing each other, that was worth way more than money to me.
Oh,
yeah. I
never
asked for a dime. You know, I ain't never, only money I ever made is when you came out here with the domino thing. You know, that was the money I made. Other than that, I make my own way. You know, that was fun. We got to do that.
It's like when I get, it's like Bodacious. It's like when I do these giveaways, when I've been feeding all these families every weekend in Compton, I don't take not one thing back with me because I don't do it for that.
Right.
And when you got your own there, and I tell everybody, we ain't gotta steal, we ain't gotta be sneaky. I promise you, everybody volunteer gonna be taken care of. Believe me and trust me, all I'm doing is building a better relationship with people who wants to help through me.
Right.
Now, if my people can't trust me and it makes me look good, they gonna look at me and say, I can't even run my own people.
Right. Right.
You're talking about a 33-year-old millionaire who really cares about Compton, got his company in Compton, and wants to do something all the time. You know, you're talking about a 65-year-old dude who always want to give and know how to get anything he wants from the government, food, groceries, whatever. And he gave me this past weekend, he gave me $70,000 worth of shit. And I gave it all away.
That's good.
You know what's so crazy? And this is where I heard that. Some of that shit I saw on OfferUp.
Right. People were selling it and all that.
Come on, man.
That's where you got to distinguish and cut it off where you expected to do somebody something. You just got to give it and go with it. Because it'll hurt your feelings. You know what I'm saying? They will hurt your feelings.
But it's sad though, when it's bad enough before this pandemic came about. People were struggling, people was fighting, people was going through whatever they was going through. When this shit came, it shut a lot of people down. A lot of people are not eating properly. A lot of people don't have any means of income.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't paying their rent and now they got up to 2 years to catch up to their rent once all this shit is over with. But for right now, they ain't got money to pay their rent. So you got a cat from the city has an opportunity to give support and help.
and make sure you good too. Nigga, come on now.
Right.
Come on.
It should be contagious. It should be contagious. It should
You
be
know,
everybody to see that kind of like, let's get in this. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I emphasize that we have to do better with us.
Yeah.
Because we're at, I hate to say it, to say the least, you know what I'm saying? It's shameful. It's shameful to say the least how we don't get along. And it's behind indoctrination or miseducation or whatever the case may be. Some of us know better. Like I said, some of us been through the trenches. We know better. And our job is to inform the youth. And you know what I'm saying? Especially the babies that's like from 5 to 14 to make sure they don't go this route. To make sure that, you know what I'm saying? And then
but Bodacious, since I've been doing Kev Mac, do you know how many young people have stopped me at the laundromat, stopped me at the stores, the grocery stores?
Yeah.
Nigga, I got my mouth covered up and they taking a double take like, you Joe Rocchead. I said, yeah, man.
They're celebrities. You know?
I said, how you know my mouth cut? Oh, I know that look, that gray in your hair. You know what I mean? Or them eyes. I'm like, God damn. Can I take a picture, man? No disrespect. I'm like, man, come on. But
that's they looking, they paying attention. They looking, they trying to find a way.
I had a kid tell me, you know, he had all his younger homies and all his big homies look at all that shit to understand the truth. People have always heard rumors, but no one was ever given the truth about what really goes on behind that wall, what really goes on in the streets. Even from your hood to my hood, a lot of people don't really understand the history. They don't really understand the root of our history. You know what I'm saying? Even when my two little cousins said, man, we didn't know about Rocchead. And that's bad when y'all the most wanted two niggas in the world. And y'all don't know that.
Right.
So we went away from educate. We went away from teaching. So I've been using this platform. I had a homeboy call. We talked the other day about something else. And he said, Rocchead, I saw the Kev Mac. Since I've been sitting at home, I saw all the Kev Mac shit, man. He said, homie, the shit you say is so real. He said, you absolutely right. He said, when he was coming up with his generation from 48 to 51, 52, that most of the OGs were smoked out.
Yeah.
Or in jail.
Yeah.
Or incompetent. He said, we didn't have anyone to teach us. We didn't have anyone to show us. We had to fend for ourselves. That's why we became what we became, the Bee Gees.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just listening to him, and he was just telling me, man, I just really appreciate the information you put out there. And I've had a few of my homeboys from the block tell me that, how much they appreciate it. You know, and when your own backyard start really understanding and appreciating, and then those from all around you, from LA to Pasadena, Alton, from all Long Beach, everywhere, they appreciate you. I mean, I know I'm doing something good. And like I tell myself, one of the biggest questions people always ask me forever since I've been out, man, I be doing my motivational speaking. Do I ever fear somebody gonna come up, might blow my head off or this and that? Like I tell people, I don't think about it. As long as I save one person's life, as long as I can breathe, wake up and enjoy my kids, when it's meant to be, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I can't control that.
Man.
I can only control the moment that I live and breathe. And that's how I live, man. I live to bring about changes. I live to help and make sure my young homies and other young homies live a better life than I live and make better choices.
Man. Yeah.
And that's
because we want to leave this earth. We want to leave this earth better than we found it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the goals. We want to leave it to a point to where somebody can say, you know what? Them brothers made a difference. And even with the Compton and Power, we made a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Hands down. They can't take that away.
No, we did that. We did that without nobody's help. We did that on our own. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know how much power we got because it's power.
But you know
what else?
You know what's scary?
Hold up, Rock. Kev Mac.
Yeah.
Last time you had a young brother out of here from Long Beach. What was his name? Tone or something like that? The young brother out of Long Beach that said he got out of jail.
Blue?
Big U.
It wasn't Blue?
Was it Blue? It might have been Blue. I can't remember his name. I think it was Blue, whatever it was. But he was saying how when he got out, there was no resources for him. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing for him to do. He was hanging around with a dude that gave him $25 after dude got like 55 racks or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's something we have to build to where it's like when we had this meeting, it was 100 and something Crips in one room. 60 of them didn't even have a social security card or an ID. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And didn't have nowhere to get back function. They didn't have no jobs we could have gave them. You know what I'm saying? We have to set up certain institutions, you know what I'm saying? Because we could get buildings for $1. If we push the line, we can go back to the mayor and get buildings for $1. You know what I'm saying? A month. You know what I'm saying? But they got to respect us, or we do it ourselves. We don't need them. We can do it ourselves. But we're going to have to set up some institutions so when brothers get out, they have some kind of resource because they're doing bad. Rock, you know what I'm saying? We get together. We'll get together. You know, we can get together. That's why I say I like to talk to you, home, Big U. Remember when I did my first video and I was saying it's no use to doing these videos if we're not going to do something about it. If we're not going to make a difference. And we have. And your videos have been, you know, Kev Mac, you know, with Contents is King. I got to give it to you because it's putting certain things that out there that a lot of people are scared to talk about. A lot of people are ashamed of what they used to be. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have the heart to get out and say it. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing is letting us be a voice for the little gang members or the ones that's out there. Don't think they ain't watching. They lurking this channel. Because I was doing it. I was like, oh, they go to home. You know what I'm saying? And Melly called me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that just to plant that seed in their head to do something different and be better. Because we're great people, man. We come from greatness. So we have to utilize that and spread it out there, make it worth something. Make people see what it is. People have got to where we've allowed society to tell you what's valuable. You know what I'm saying? And human life is not valuable to people no more. What's valuable is things. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back with humanity and make human life more valuable than assets or houses or monies and cars. Because if I had all the water in the world right now and I can have a glass, you'll give me every dime you got for a glass of water. That's important. You know what I'm saying? This money stuff, we chasing a little green piece of paper with slave masters on it 24/7. 24/7. Now it's a necessity. We got to have this up there with oxygen. If we don't have it, we can't eat. So we know we got to start doing great things with it to enhance, you know what I'm saying, us as one. Because if we got finances and then we got political power, we can come up with whatever we want to come up, whatever it is. I just made a few ideas. I just put it out there. But we can have an agenda to where you don't get our vote and then you give us reparations. We want full states and institution of higher learning. We need to be re-educated because we're damaged. Slavery damaged us. We still call ourselves that N-word after 500 and some years. And that's not what we are. So there's certain things we have to be re-educated about, you know, and stop falling for whatever, because right now we're just doing what they say do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like religion. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a higher force. I know it's a creator and a supreme intelligence out there, but he ain't no white dude with blue eyes and blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? It's not what they told me in the church, because that ain't working for them. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if you're scared to die, then that's on you, because you're going to die whether you like it or not. Whether you're scared or want to or don't feel like it, you're already dead. You're just in a shell. So my thing is, we have to do something conducive to our survival. We're not surviving. We're surviving in America. And every element is coming back. So, but they know the reason why they want us dead is because we're powerful. We're powerful, homie. We're one of the most powerful people on the planet. Because we have been to hell and still here. So we got to use that in you know, one of my old famous sayings, you made it famous. We got to make intelligence gangster. You know what I'm saying? We got to start doing stuff to use our head. You know what I'm saying? We got to be smart because they're smart. The white folks that run this sucker, they smart. Don't get it wrong. They set up everything. They set up everything. Every activity you do in America, they run it. They own it. You can't even get a law without their name being on it. You can't get a 501c3 without their name being on it. Governor this or state rep this. So we got to get involved in the politics, and we got a lot of sisters. The black woman is the smartest person in America now. We got to get into the political arena as far as lawmakers in Congress, the Senate. We got to get these laws because they got slave law from 1803 still on the books.
Hey, Kev, I'm gonna get back on. Let me get my party situation. Gotta get her hair done.
All right, thanks for coming on.
Rocchead.
Yes, Loco.
I still want that race, man. Y'all ain't. I ain't got a chance to say nothing to you all night, but guess what? I'm still want that race, homie. You see me over here.
You might
that eating no meat is paid off, man. Look at.
You might want to practice with your homeboy right there.
All right,
Rocchead, I'll be here.
All right, Rocchead.
Hey, man. Hey. All right, big homie.
Hey, that's real, Bodacious. I don't too much talk about vote no more because I have this crowd to just at least like half of them or maybe 40% of them, probably way more than that. I'm being nice. They don't believe in some of the things I say, particularly in politics. So I don't even push that down their throat. So I'm glad you brought it up. You like the fifth person to reiterate what I've been trying to tell them.
Malcolm said, by any means necessary. And there's different ways to fight a war. People think that you fight a war, like I say, you stand over here, we stand, because we used to, turn the gun sideways and shoot. Them the only wars we know. We don't know about the war of disenfranchisement. And that means redlining, you know what I'm saying? Gentrification. All this is waging war on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And taking over and pushing us out. The Mexicans figured it out. The Mexicans figured it out. That's why they want to get rid of them. That's why Trump want to get rid of them. I know in Vegas, they opened up 4 or 5 supermarkets in 3 years. I'm talking about the big supermarket. You go in there, it's nice, clean, good food. You know what I'm saying? With African-American supermarkets.
Real
you got one about big as a liquor store. You know what I'm saying? We got to get together and be productive.
But
either you being productive or you being constructive or destructive. It ain't no in between. Ain't no gray area.
Well, that's a whole nother topic, and not to bring out the negativity, but we're not gonna go to an African American market and spend our money there. We're gonna think of every reason why we shouldn't go there.
And that's part of the dysfunction we got to combat. Like I said, that's part of the war, and the war could be in our minds. It's a lot of war in our minds that we fighting out of hatred and jealousy and don't want to see the next man with nothing. People hate you because you did the video and they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And for no reason. You ain't did nothing to them. You just came up with something. I guess I'll do video and get all the OGs. I mean, I'm from 60s. I know everybody. Or if I don't know them, the homies know them. You know what I'm saying? And you did something productive. That puts us in a line of a platform where we can voice our opinions. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to have, it's like I said, we are damaged people behind slavery, poverty, racism. Most of us suffer from PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I've been diagnosed with PTSD from trauma. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But I've overcame because I stopped doing the things that I used to do as far as any kind of substance, any kind of bad language that wasn't conducive to my growth. And I'm not telling people what to do because I know people can drink and smoke and function. I couldn't. So I had to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? My thing is like this. And I'm just putting it out there. It may take another 100 years for us to get it together. I don't know. Only thing I'm doing is I'm getting on the right track because there's certain institutions we need if we want to survive in America. That's banks, hospitals, and supermarkets. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And we got to learn how to deal with each other. And that's why I said we get to the table. Maybe if we do something as a group, like when we did the Compton and Power, and it was 100 or 200 people got involved and wasn't really arguing about who got this and who shot John or whatever, and something good came out of it, then people will follow. You know what I'm saying? and people would say, you know what, they're doing the right thing. I remember a sister came in there and said, I ain't never seen so many black men. You just don't know how proud that made me feel. When them sisters came in, I'm talking about older women, was like, I never seen so many black men doing the right thing, and I'm so proud of y'all. That's worth more than money to me.
Right, exactly. But I want to say that too, before you went on that, is that I may have brought the OGs together. I may have a platform, but it's people like you and Rocchead and Cutes that are not only looked up to as OGs, but you have the language, you have the smarts, and you have the reputation. So you well-rounded, and that's what really makes the platform. Because the media has portrayed us, starting with Raymond Washington, all the way to present day. They portray us as ignorant, uneducated, wild animals. Right. So you guys help you guys help me to show the world that we way more than all that. Gang members is just as intelligent as anybody else. Right. And nowadays, even though it took us longer, man, we just as business oriented and everything else as anybody else, man. And they corporate cripping, and we hood cripping. That's
right. It's even with the political parties. And you look at Donald Trump and Obama, they fight just like the Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? They do them. Back in the 1800s, they used to challenge each other to a duel. They'll slap one in the face with a glove, take 10 paces, and turn around and shoot. That's how they used to settle their debates between Democrats and Republicans. You know what I'm saying? The roles was switched because the Democrats was pro-slavery, the Dixiecrats, you know what I'm saying? And the Republicans was pro-Emancipation Proclamation. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of switched when Kennedy came in. But our thing is, like I said, my whole focus now is basically us learning how to get along without killing each other for just eyeballing each other. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we have to put out there and show some of these youngsters. I was talking to a youngster from Kelly the other day. He said, man, I see you talking, but I ain't never seen what y'all seen. So when if we get to the long table and they start seeing all us together, AC Baba Louie, you know what I'm saying, Slick, all the Damu, Cynthia Nunn, and all the, top-notch homies with the Crips, and from Chicago or something, we get to a platform where these youngsters see that, they'll know, we'll show them we're not enemies. We're not enemies. We can fight and live another day. You know what I'm saying? There's some nonsense, cut it out. And for you G's that's out there that got a little say-so in your hood, stop some of this stuff. You be there sitting there watching these youngsters argue and get ready to fight. Don't let him go get a gun and shoot the other homie. They killing each other. It ain't even sex tripping no more. It's in-house. You got homies killing homies now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it's some responsibility. That's why I try so hard, because some of the responsibility falls on us. It falls on us. We started some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, it went out of hand like this, but because like I said, I've seen some stuff that I knew it was going to be like this. I'd have stayed in church and became a church. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no idea it was going to get to this type of hate. But at the same time, we knew when we started, we did some wrong stuff, and wrong begets wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But we wasn't doing it to each other. We loved each other.
Yeah.
I always thought the gang was the family, but that changed.
At one point, it was. That's what I said. I fell in love with my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? And we all did make sure we ate. We made sure we looked out for each other. We go to LA, we all come back together. You know what I'm saying? We go to Watts, we all come back together. We get the hub and the dub. Next thing, that's how we meet everybody. Then I met a lot of people in jail. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did get out, I could go to their hood. Oh, that's Bodacious. You know what I'm saying? He a real one. You know what I'm saying? And now they come to my hood. Not on my block. You ain't get ready to do nothing. Just like when you came in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You came in there, welcome with warm arms. You know what I'm saying? And everybody respected that because that's the way we roll.
Right.
You know?
And I appreciate that. Man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. There was a lot of people asking about your birthday party tape.
That's great. Yeah.
And I'm glad to let them know that you are the same person that was on that tape, because a lot of people didn't even know I had already interviewed you, not just once, but twice.
Right.
So I appreciate you, man. You had a couple people say you was their favorite interview. I posted it on there. I don't know if you've seen one of them, but Yeah, you speak well, man, and you always welcome here, and hopefully we can build as a nation.
We'll do something. What's
Yeah.
up, Loco?
Hey, say Bodacious, man. I just want to thank you, man. I've been soaking up everything, bro. Hey, check this out, man. You the reason why I got interested in you in that video, bro, and I can and it was like I looked at you, man, and I seen everything off in you at that time, man. I was a young homie at that time. I was young, but I was always around all the old homies, man, and it just depicted a time that we'll never ever have again. It was the beginning of something. It was at that time right there, that night will never ever happen again. And we live it. I lived through y'all when I watched that video. You did a great job, man, and you know what I'm saying, in your life, man. I'm proud of you, and keep pushing towards everything you're pushing towards, man. Big homie.
You know, and I just don't talk it. Like I said, I got to get back out there. Got to get out the highways and the byways because there's something got to be done. You know what I'm saying? This is just ridiculous. But anyway,
if you ever in Texas, man, let Kev Mac know, and you know we support down here, bro.
Okay, for sure. Indeed.
All
right. Hey,
sure.
Mac, I'm out. You know, I'm
All right, bro. Thanks, bro.
All right, anytime, homie. Because
Okay.
I want to talk to you and Q-Bone. I ain't talked to them in years. You know,
Okay.
you know, it's been a while.
Right.
So that's why when I seen you on the video early on, I was kind of like, wow, I gotta talk to them. Them some of my homies I go way back to the 80s with, you know what I'm saying, and some of that stuff. So and it was all positive, it was all cool, and Rocchead and whoever. Q, this is my first time kind of meeting him. You know what I'm saying? But we got, like I said, we'll get it together when this this pandemic or whatever, you know, we gotta, because that meet and greet, I think that's one of the greatest ideas we could do.
Yeah. And there was a lot of people flying in too, man. I hate that. But okay, I'll be in touch.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Loco, what's up, man? 12th inning, 2 outs, bases loaded, 3-2 count. You come in the game.
I'm gonna take one for the team, cuz I'm gonna let him go and hit me with a pitch. I'm gonna take that walk, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. Hey, man, it was a great live, man. We coming back on or what? What's happening?
Yeah, we come back on in about 30 minutes.
All right,
set the studio tonight?
We in the studio right now, cuz I want you to be able to holler at the homie, man, and shit, man. You know, dynamic, man. Been through it for real, bro.
Yeah, the one that was on death row?
Yeah, no, he was facing the death penalty.
Okay, all right. Y'all don't play.
And he beat these motherfuckers, man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And your boy played a part in it, my nigga. We good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never even kicked it with you about that, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and wrap this up, man.
All right, bro, for sure. All right, Mackids and Maniacs, that'll do it for this episode of KM Video Live Stream. We will be back in about 30 minutes. I need to check some emails and shit and just stretch a little bit. And I'll be back. There you have it. Bub with the 1987 birthday party on YouTube. Y'all can stop sending me direct messages and text messages with the YouTube video and all that shit. Already met Bub, already interviewed Bub with Honcho and Melly Mel, and then again on this block with him and his brother Chick. You know, y'all playing KM short. Y'all playing KM short. We've been getting around. We've been hitting these OGs. We just can't bring everybody to the table. You know those saying. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Mac is Maniacs. Looking out for the super chat. See you in a minute.